Hey guys, so this is my Tuesday update, my extended update. Continuing with the questions I've had about similarities I see between me and Amberlynn Reid. We're the same height. I'm obviously older than she is. I think, when I talked about abandonment issues, I think the other issue that I see is she doesn't have a lot of self-esteem. I know she may act like it, and I have way more self-esteem than I used to. Like, my old me self-esteem, not great. When I was her age, I had none. I had no self-esteem whatsoever. That being said, I think that overall, what I learned was that I had to look out for me first. Once I started identifying toxic people in my life and realizing that I had been allowing all these people to control the things I did, how I did them, when I did them, how well I did, that kind of thing. Once I figured that all out, I suddenly said, oh, this is not okay. This is not going to work for me. And I think that once you realize the toxicity around you, once you can recognize issues that you have, getting self-esteem is easier. I think, in my personal opinion, and this is going from a place of this is what I did, I went to counseling 2 days a week for a year and a half, 2 years, to really work on me and to get myself to a place where I was good for myself, because our own negative self-talk is bad enough. If you add on people around you who are negative talking about you or negative supporting you, and by negative supporting I mean the people who were in her ear saying 900 calories just isn't enough, those people are someone you need to get out of your life. I don't care if they're family, I don't care if they're friends, I don't care if it's your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, whoever you have in your life. If the people around you are telling you there's a difference between a program that isn't proven, isn't used by doctors, and I don't use this program. I've never used this program. I did go to an open house when I lived in Illinois at our local doctor's office that offered the medical side program. Because you could write it, you could use your HSA program to buy it. I didn't have an HSA through work, and I didn't have the $400 a month either. But I was really interested in it. I talked to people who used the program, and it worked for them. But here's the thing. They made it into something that's available to everybody, and because there are a lot of people who didn't live in areas that the doctor's offices ran this program, and they were still interested in using this program, which is why they did this multi-level marketing version, to allow people who had used the product to be able to sell the product and talk about their stories. I know a lot of people have bad views of multi-level marketing, and I understand that. That being said, you guys seem to think that people who do multi-level marketing make bank on it. I've done different multi-level marketing companies over my lifetime, and I have never made bank. I have never paid my bills. That's because I'm also not somebody who pushes friends and family to buy my stuff, which is probably a negative thing for me. So overall, I'm somebody who definitely is not necessarily maybe the personality type for multi-level marketing in some ways, because I'm not pushy. I'll tell you what I'm using. I'll tell you what I sell for. And if you buy it, awesome. If not, okay. I know it's a good product, but if you don't want to try it, that's fine. I'm not going to push you. And that's probably why I don't succeed as much as others do. That being said, if people aren't lying about the products, then what's wrong with it? Just because you particularly don't need the product or like the product or want to use the product doesn't make it bad that someone else is selling the product. Doesn't make it bad that someone else is using the product. And so and they're like, oh, well, multi-level marketing, there's a person at the top and there's people below them, there's people below them. What does a corporate ladder look like? There's a CEO, then you got the junior CEOs, then you got the executives, and then you got this, and then you go right down to the mailroom. No, there's not direct funds involved, but they all have a product. That product is selling, and that product directly affects people who work there. The only difference is in a corporate climate, the guy in the mailroom can't affect his pay. So in some aspects, multi-level marketing is better than corporate climate. But anyhow, that's another day. But the whole fact of the matter is this is a program that probably could have worked very well for her. She even said she wasn't feeling hungry. She wasn't feeling like she wanted to binge. All this other stuff. But because her self-esteem isn't where it needs to be, instead of having somebody who really is a cheerleader to her saying, I know it's hard. I know it sucks, but you can do this. See, she had a coach, but she isn't friends with that coach. This isn't somebody she knew before. This isn't somebody who's been in her life. This is somebody she just met. She isn't going to trust that person. She trusts people she shouldn't trust, for sure. And I don't know who those people are in her life, but I can tell you her current situation and the fact that she can't succeed at losing weight is directly related to the people she surrounds herself with. Because me finding out about metformin last year was a complete, shocker. And then I found out it's been around for a few years. And some of my supposed friends knew about it. And never asked me, hey, has your doctor ever tried this for you? No. That's not a friend. If a friend heard that there was a new medication out to help something that they know I have, why not mention it to me? A real friend would say, hey, did you hear about this? I wonder, has Amberlynn Reid ever been tested for polycystic ovarian syndrome? Has she ever been tested for thyroidism? Has she been tested, has she been to specialists like endocrinologists? Has she been to a food allergy specialist? There are so many things that can affect your body, but I don't know that she's been to any of these doctors. I know she supposedly says she goes to a doctor, but that's not a specialist. And I think she also mistakenly believes that if she can get somehow sponsored for a weight loss, like a weight loss surgery show, that her problems will be solved. She doesn't have to worry about it. But the number of people I know who have had that weight loss surgery and are right back where they were. So, I think the problem with the weight loss surgery is you have mental issues you need to deal with before you have something done like that. And most people, once they deal with their mental issues, have no problem losing the weight. They find a program, they stick with it. Their self-esteem is better. They surround themselves with more supportive people. And, the thing of it is self-esteem rules our life. If you feel like nobody cares about you, nobody's there for you, nobody likes you, nobody this, nobody that, guess what? Nobody will. You'll pick people in your life who won't. And it's harder to accept people in your life who do because you think they're fake. You think there's something they want from you. The ironic part is people who are already in your life are the fake ones, and they do want things from you, which is why they're your friends. But when a real person who's really supportive comes into your life, you don't know how to handle them because you think they're fake. You think they're up to something because the people who are in your life are up to something and are fake. And you trust those people. And I think I did that when I was her age. I did that into my 30s. It took me going to some really major counseling to figure out, okay, this has been wrong. And I literally separated myself from every person and and honestly, when I made changes in my life, a lot of those people just went away. Once they realized they weren't going to get what they wanted out of me anymore, they were gone. Shows you what kind of good friends they were. And I think self-esteem is really, really important in weight loss because you've got to know that you're worth doing the work. And if you don't know you're worth going through this, if you don't know that at the end of this you're going to be even better than you are, even though you're already great, it's kind of hard to continue in the day. Like, it's kind of hard to get up in the morning and do a program when in your head you're like, I'm not worth this. It's really hard to succeed. Even if you know it's working. The program she just did, apparently the first couple days she lost 5 pounds or something, 5 or 10 pounds in a couple days. Think about that number. It's kind of like when I started crying because I realized I'd lost almost 63.5 pounds since December 21st. And I was in tears. And I know the more weight I lose, the harder it's going to be to get big numbers, and I'm okay with that. I want to hit my first 100, and then I want to keep going from there. I was going to set a goal of 50. I'm going higher now. Obviously, I set a goal of 100 when I started. I figured I'd do it by June. I'm thinking I'll have it done well before June. And I'm just going to keep setting my goals in 50-pound increments after that because I know going forward, the less weight I have to lose, the harder it's going to be. But If you're someone with low self-esteem, goal setting is a problem because you don't believe you can achieve your goals. You don't have people around you telling you can, so you don't believe it either. Self-esteem is so important. And I really wish she would go find a really good counselor, one that will call her on her baloney, and one that will be like, seriously, really? Because I had that counselor. Amazing counselor. Too many counselors today do the sit back, and I think it's because they think, oh, well, it's so easy to be a counselor. I just sit back and let them talk. No, a good counselor does this. Really? Is that what happened? Are you sure? That's what a counselor does. Counselors will go, well, how do you feel about that? How did that make you feel? Oh, that must have been really hard. No, counselors are not supposed to mollycoddle their patients. If you have a counselor like that, get out. Find you a counselor who's going to call you on your baloney. Find a counselor who's going to be like, really? Don't you think that's a little bit off? Or what do you, why do you think that's okay? Or make you use critical thinking skills to solve your own self-esteem issues. Period. Because you're not going to do it on your own. It would take a miracle for someone to wake up one day and be like, you know what? I'm going to work on my self-esteem and I'm going to succeed. Because you need someone to push you. So you either need a friend who's going to call you on your baloney, or you need a good counselor who's going to call you on your baloney. You need one or two. I was lucky I found that counselor. Keep counselor hopping until you find the counselor that'll do it for you. Don't stay with a counselor who just goes, well, how does that make you feel? That's called the I want to make $80, $90, $100 an hour, but I don't want to actually do the work. Like, they need to give you pushback. They need to give you feedback. They need to force you to do the work. So, yes, when I was her age, I was definitely like her. Today, 17 years older, I am not. I'm not going to say I have this, I'm so awesome, amazing self-esteem, but I have a self-esteem that tells me that if I really want something, I can do it. I have a self-esteem that tells me if I am doing something I shouldn't be doing, or if I am going in a direction I shouldn't be going, I have people in my life who will call me on it and make me do some retrospective on what's going on in my life and decide, is this something that's good and valid in my life? And I like that. At first, when you have low self-esteem and you start incorporating these people in your life, it sucks. And it only sucks because you have to be honest with yourself. And being honest with yourself is the toughest thing in the world. So that's the dealio on self-esteem. I used to be like her. I am no longer like her. I haven't been for some time. And I am much happier not like that. But again, that's a decision that she has to make to change. No one can make her do it. No matter how much someone actually cares about her, no matter how supportive people are, you cannot change her self-esteem. She's got to do the work. And not doing the work is way easier. That's why a lot of people put it off so long, because you can just kind of float by in your life, and as long as, you're not getting physically hurt or whatever else, you can pretty much overlook it for a while. So, I really do hope that she does raise her self-esteem, because everything that I've seen looks like she's a really awesome person who really needs somebody in her life to call her on her crap, and really needs someone in her life that will point out to people in her life who are toxic. So that is my Tuesday update on whether or not I'm anything like Amberlynn Reid. Bye.